Hello.
Hello. Hi, Elon.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Okay. I've been having a different Elon for the last few days. Is that your wife or your sister or your mom? Who's been using your account?
Well,
Okay, don't worry. It's not a problem. How are you today, Elon?
well, it was quite a fantastic, fantastic day. I worked from home and then go and went out with my wife and my daughter.
Okay. Oh, that sounds like fun. And what about over the weekend? What did you do this weekend?
This weekend, I it was quite a normal normal weekend. I I stayed at home and studied English for whole day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Um, Elon, today's lesson is called the Affinity card from Bank of Scotland. Right? So we're going to have a reading lesson where we talk about credit cards and banks, especially the Bank of Scotland and their new credit card. Have you been to Scotland before, Elon?
No, never.
Okay. What do you know about Scotland?
Well, it w- it is the first time I hear about this place.
About Scotland?
Yeah, Scotland.
Okay. Let me see if I can find a picture on a map. Uh, um, it's a country to the north of England, on the same island as England, but it's further north. Have you heard of I've gone blank. Have you heard of Glasgow before? The city Glasgow? Elon, can you hear me? All
Yes.
right.
I haven't. Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me? Hmm. What's wrong? Oh no. What's wrong?
Hello? Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready to carry on with the lesson, Elon?
Yes.
Are you sure? You don't seem very ready for the lesson today.
Okay.
Okay. So this country is called England. Can you see on the map England?
Yeah.
Okay. Have
England.
you heard of England before?
Yes.
Okay. Scotland is this bit at the top. That's Scotland.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Can't find some more things about Scotland for you to help you place Scotland. I can't find any pictures today. Right. Have you seen this before? Like in this picture?
Oh,
Have you seen a man like this before playing that instrument?
yes.
He is from Scotland.
Oh,
Okay. So, do you know Scotland now? When I say Scotland, do you know which country I'm talking about?
yes.
Okay, good. Right, question number two, Elon. What advice would you give to someone who was looking for a good bank?
Well, I'd like to give some advice. Like the bank should be very. It should be big enough. I think big means it is stable and also reliable and also
Okay,
responsible.
all right.
Then, and furthermore, I think maybe we should pay attention to the fees fees of when we are fees which is produced which is created which are created during we are uh, during we are buying or using it.
When we are buying or using it.
Use the service.
Okay, all right, good. Good, thanks, Elon. Uh, and the last question, why is it important for banks to grow?
Well, because I think there are a huge amount of uh, banks all around the world. Uh, so the customers have a lot of choices to choice. So I think maybe
Choices?
yes, yeah. The customers have a lot of choices. So I think the banks should keep growing, so that the banks will keep uh, advantages. Yeah.
Um, will stay advantageous or keep advantageous rates, keep advantageous prices?
Uh,
Okay. Advantageous is an adjective. It describes something else. So so what about a growing bank is advantageous?
sorry.
All right, okay. Let's hear.
Do
Advantageous is an adjective. right?
Okay.
So your sentence was so the banks can keep advantageous, but it needs to be advantageous something. Advantageous always describes something.
Yeah.
So to keep advantageous, you can't, that's not a sentence. We need to keep advantageous rates or prices or investments, advantageous something.
Okay.
Because advantageous is an adjective, it describes other words. All right.
Okay.
Right,
In
let's
another
carry on.
words, we can say, keep being advantageous. Advantageous.
Or the banks can stay advantageous. Or they'll be you can say the banks will be advantageous, but why? There needs to be something afterwards.
Okay.
Advantageous is not a word we can use on its own. Advantageous describes something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can
I see.
say um, growth is advantageous for a bank because their advantageous is describing is describing growth, sorry. It's describing the other word.
Okay.
Right, let's carry on. Good, we're going to look at our vocabulary words, Elon. So I'll say the word first, and if you could say it after me and read the full sentence, please. The first one is economy of scale.
Economy of scale. Appropriate.
Proportionate,
Okay. A proportionality. A
proportionate,
a proportionate saving in costs gained by an increased level of production.
good work, well done. The next one is affinity.
Affinity, a natural liking for and understanding of someone or something.
Good. Acquaintance.
Acquaintance, someone you know, but who is not a close friend.
Good. Royalty.
Royalty, a compensation.
Compensation. Compensation.
Okay, a compensation of person of portion
A com- mhm.
of portion of the sorry,
Proceeds.
proceeds
Proceeds.
proceeds paid to the owner of a right.
Excellent. Right, good. Elon, don't get confused. Royalty can also mean king and queen, and prince and princess. That's also royalty. This royalty they're talking about is, say, for instance, if you listen to a song, do you know Michael Jackson, the singer?
Yeah.
Okay, or any singer. Whenever the radio plays those songs, the singer gets royalties for their songs. It's compensation for the right to use something.
Okay.
Okay, so for instance, if I write a book, for every I write the book and then I go to the publisher prints the book and they sell it to everyone. The publisher gets the money and they pay the author
Yeah. Hello.
Let me know when you're ready to continue.
Uh, okay. It's quite like the copyright.
Hello? Sorry?
Is it like
Sorry, I missed you. Your internet is very bad today, Elon. Your internet is very bad.
okay?
I didn't hear what you were saying. Can you start from the beginning, please?
Okay. I mean, it is quite like the copyright.
Yeah, yeah, like the copyright. Good. Right. Do you understand these other words, Elon? Economy of scale, affinity, acquaintance. Do you understand what they mean?
What's the economy of scale?
Okay. Economy of scale means the more of something you make, the cheaper each one becomes. So let's say you've got a factory. Your factory makes 10 cars, right? And each car costs $10,000, let's say. But if your factory makes 50 cars, the same cars, it'll only cost 8,000 to make. Because the more of something you make, the cheaper it becomes. That's economy of scale.
Okay, I know.
Okay. Or you can say, um, for one person to go on holiday, if I say one person to go on holiday will cost $100 per person. But if five people go on holiday, it will cost $60 per person. So economy of scale. Right.
Okay.
Okay, the same thing on this page, please. We have catch on,
Catch on. Understand what is meant or how to do something.
promotional.
Promotional. Promotional films, events, etc. Advertise something.
Good. And respondent.
Respondent. A person who replies to something, especially one supplying information for a questionnaire or responding to an advertisement.
Right, there we go. Any questions about these words, Elon?
So far so good.
Good. Can you make a sentence with the word promotional in it, please?
Promotional. Okay. Well, promotional events are very popular in the shopping malls.
Yeah, are very popular in shopping malls. Good, good sentence. Well done, Elon. Right, let's carry on. Okay. Oh, the reading. Here it starts. Can you read this page for us, please?
Okay. Introduction. The Bank of Scotland was es-
Established.
established. Okay, was established in in uh 1625 by an act of parliament.
Parliament.
Parliament. Today
Okay.
it boasts over 22,000 staff and 325 outlets in the 1990s. It was one of the sorry,
Fastest.
fastest growing banks in Europe. The Bank of Scotland's executive team understood that banking in this day and age is a global industry and that failure to adopt new technologies and a global outlook would mean missing out on the benefits of economies of scale. In order to grow
Scale.
economies of scale. In order to grow, any business must do some of the following: sell products to existing customers for higher premium, premium,
Hmm.
develop
Premium. Sorry,
premium,
premium.
premium, a higher premium, develop new products, acquire new customers. The bank decided to expand its operations into neighboring England. They choose to focus on credit cards, since this would not involve the costs associated with opening new
Branches.
branches.
Excellent. Good. Well done, Elon. Right. So the key points from this page: the Bank of Scotland was established in 1625, nearly 400 years ago, by the Scottish government. It's a fast-growing bank, or it was one of the fastest-growing bank. And their idea was to adopt new technologies and to market globally so that they could grow their business and get the benefits of all those economies of scale. Right, so they decided by expanding into England. Remember, we spoke England is just below Scotland on the map. Um, do you know, Elon, what is a credit card?
Yes, I have some credit cards and I use it almost every day.
Okay. What What is different between a credit card and a debit card?
Uh, Credit cards allow you to pay something uh, with your credit.
To buy something on credit or to pay for something with credit.
Yeah, yes, yes. I mean,
Okay.
you can you can the credit cards allow you to buy something with your credits, and you didn't need to uh, pay for it immediately. But debit card uh, debit cards don't allow you to use like this way. You have to use your money to pay for your products.
Right. Right, exactly. That's a very good explanation, Elon. Good use of language there. Well done. Righty. Can you read this page for us, please?
Okay, the Affinity card. Sorry, Affinity.
Affinity card.
Okay, the Affinity card. The Bank of Scotland had an excellent reputation in Scotland, but they faced problems getting people to trust them in England. Customers in England, like anywhere else, are
Reluctant.
reluctant are extremely reluctant to change banks. Well, uh, loyalty and affinity were the issues, and the solution the company came up with met those issues head on. In life, we are drawn to and loyal to people who have similar interests to ourselves, such as supporters of the same football team, people who enjoy the same hobbies, and people who have the same kind of lifestyle. We form groups with these people. The Bank of Scotland aimed to tap into this social phenomenon, and the Affinity card was born.
Excellent. Good work, Elon. Right, so the Bank of Scotland struggled to get customers in England because people like sticking to their own banks. They feel loyal to their banks. So the Bank of Scotland came up with this idea of affinity cards. So people with the same interests and the same ideas would be put together. You'd be more loyal to each other. Right. So let's find out a little bit more about that. Oh, sorry. First, a bit of a recap. So, besides your family, Elon, who do you feel most loyal to?
Wow.
So, do you feel loyal to your work, to your friends? Do you have a group or a club that you feel loyal to?
Oh yeah, I I feel loyal to Apple products.
Apple products. Right, because you like using Apple products.
Yes,
Right.
when when Apple publishes publishes some new products, I'd like to buy it immediately. I think it's
Mm,
quite fashion and also useful products
sure.
to improve my life quality.
Okay. So they fashionable and practical, we say.
Fashionable and practical.
Yeah, good. Good. Well done, Elon. They definitely are. Thank you. Right. Question number two. We're going to find out about how Bank of Scotland did this later, but how do you think a credit card can tap into people's desire to belong to a group?
Okay, let me think about it. Well, just I have some question. Uh,
Sure.
does this question mean to mean to some credit card group like the Visa or Mastercard?
Okay. Okay. Remember, we're talking about affinity, right? And we said affinity means when you like something or you have an understanding for something. So, for instance, I have an affinity for Manchester United, the football team. How can a bank and a credit card use the fact that I like this football team to sell me products?
Okay, I know. Um, I think I think the banks are supposed to print the picture on the card, like print the the moving stars or some football stars on the card. So the fans of this of these stars uh, will use this card.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. That's a very, very good idea. Very good example, Elon. Good. Okay, let's carry on. Can you read this page for us, please?
Okay, how it worked. When new customers got an Affinity card, they didn't just get the usual boring piece of plastic that everyone got. Affinity cards proudly displayed which group the cardholder was part of, be it a football team, charity, or club, right there on the card. This way, users exhibited their loyalty to their particular group each and every time they handed over the card, as well as providing advertising for the cardholders group. The cards were also designed to be con- conversation
Conversation.
conversation starters. Okay, conversation starters.
Good.
Gateways to a new friends and acquaintance
Acquaintances.
acquaintances and acquaintances. On top of this, each time the card was used, the cardholders group would receive a royalty.
Excellent. Well done, Elon. Right, so exactly like you were saying, instead of getting a blank card, a blank piece of plastic, the affinity cards had something on them that showed a group that you belong to, like a sports team. In these examples, they use I think it's the WWF, World Wildlife Foundation. It's a charity that looks after endangered animals or protected animals. So you put this picture on the card, and then everyone knows you're part of that group. And every time you use that card, the group that or the charity or whatever you're a part of receives a small royalty. Okay. Have you seen cards like this before, Elon, that have different groups on them or different pictures on them?
Yeah, I I think those kind of cars are very popular during the young people,
Sure.
like the
Mm,
like some like some clubs and some
Okay.
us or some organizations.
Okay.
I
Right. Yeah,
yes,
good.
yeah, some uh, members of those organizations will hold the card like this. We can call it the affinity card.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Good. Thank you, Elon. All right. Can you read this page for us, please?
Getting in first, as it was the first to come up with the idea, the Bank of Scotland had the luxury of being able to pick and choose the best customers and the best affinity groups. The affinity groups most desired by banks were those whose members matched their criteria
Criteria.
criteria. Okay, matched their criteria for desirable customers, including those who had a regular income, used their credit card frequently for
Frequently.
frequently for high-end items, regularly had their balance in debit, on which interest could be charged, would keep using the card for a long time. When other banks caught on, they were left with the choice of taking on less desirable customers and groups, or tempting the better ones away from the Bank of Scotland with expensive incentives.
All right. Good. Well done, Elon. You read very well. So, because the Bank of Scotland were the first to come up with this idea, they could choose which groups they wanted to be a part of. So they chose the groups that gave the best benefits. They want groups with members who earn a lot of money, who spend a lot on their credit cards, that sort of thing. So because they were first, they could pick and choose who they went for. Right. Okay, can you explain after all of that, Elon? Can you explain to me what the affinity card is and how the Bank of Scotland marketed it?
Okay, affinity card is kind of credit card that is banded to some organizations like the clubs or some groups. Yeah, in this way, uh, the picture and the or the icons will be printed on the card, and the cards are designed very beautiful. So in this way,
Beautifully.
yeah, beautifully. So in this way, uh, the customers will use this kind of credit cards a long time, and also the customers will be charged or charged some fees named uh, royalty to the
Sure.
group's owner.
Mhm.
So I think Affinity card is a standout idea.
Okay. Or an outstanding idea.
Yeah, what I mean, outstanding idea.
Good. Okay. Yeah, that's a very good answer, Elon. That's a very comprehensive answer, very good explanation. Thank you. Have you ever had an affinity card, or do you have an affinity card?
Well, to be honest, uh, I have a sort of affinity card, but it is a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, I just some some banks provide some service like you can customize your credit card, you can print your customized picture on the card,
Okay.
uh, but it didn't it doesn't mean that you belong to some group or some organizations. So I think
Okay.
it's a sort of affinity card, but it's a bit of difference.
So do you choose your own picture? You say, I would like this picture on the card.
Yes, I can
O-
I can design the card on the
Okay.
on the internet.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a good idea. Right. And which sort of affinity groups do you think would be popular with banks? Remember, we spoke about they want people with high income and people who use their credit cards a lot. What sort of groups do you think you'll find people like that in?
I think the teenagers or the young people were
Okay.
very popular with this kind of things. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I also.
because they also there may be some groups fans like the clubs or some groups. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Right, Elon. Do you have any questions about the lesson, Elon?
Okay. Uh, no more.
No, no more. I'm asking if you have any questions about the lesson.
Okay. Well. Uh, questions like
No, don't worry. If there was something you didn't understand at the end of the lesson, I always ask if you've got questions about the work we did. Maybe
no,
you saw something you didn't understand. Okay.
no.
Right. Good. That's the end of the lesson, Elon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.